Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I am glad you're here. If you are a returning viewer, you know you have my heart. You always will. If you are a new viewer, my normal-ish channel content is about knitting, crocheting, sewing, and lots of talking. Lots and lots and lots of talking. Currently, right now, it's not as much as the normal because I did suffer some health issues to where my left side is limited, but it is getting better. Now, today is talking about an idea. So there's actually no yarn content. It does have to do with, I have yarn all over here. And it's totally about yarn. So, if you're interested, grab you a drink, grab you a project, grab you something, and hang out with me. If not, check back on my next video. Maybe that'll be more to your liking. If you do stay and you do like my content, please give me a thumbs up. That helps YouTube decide whether it wants to put me in front of other people that might be like-minded. Subscribe. If you do click subscribe, go to click on the bell and the down arrow and go to all instead of personalized, because back when they started implementing that, I lost a lot of the channels that I normally watch because it wasn't notifying me every time they put a video up. Learned something new months ago, but anyway. I'm definitely doing the caffeine. And I should not be doing it. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But, as you can see, there is sunshine. Sunshine. We in South Carolina have been promised sunshine for days. I think today was day 3 or 4 that it was supposed to be, and it finally followed through. But, now, if you are a returning viewer, you know I've been talking about my little notepad, okay? And every time I get an inspiration or an idea on a project or a video for a project or just any random idea that I have, I've been writing it in here. And y'all just see me trying to write like this and not be able to hold the pad with my left hand. It's easier to do in here because I can just put my arm over top of it and right? But when I'm in my recliner, this dead hand just kind of lays there. not helping so much. But anyway, I have some ideas. Now this video only pertains to one of them. There will be more videos as I start to implement some of my ideas. This right here is more of a discussion type video. I'm going to tell you about my idea, and you might think I'm crazy, but I saw this, I want to say about 6 to 8 months ago, maybe a year ago. It wasn't a year ago because it was after the craziness of me working through Joann's during Christmas, which was crazy. But it was about the time that we heard that they were filing bankruptcy for the second time, but not yet that they were closing us. So, January-ish? Anyway. Close to a year ago. Because I thought, oh, that's perfect. And I was going to make the video then. And then I found out they were closing our store. And if you were here back then when they were closing my Joann's that I worked at and all the others, when they were closing, yeah, you know what I mean. I was not only shopping at my personal store that I worked at, but I was shopping West Columbia and I was shopping North Columbia. The only one, and see, my store was Augusta, Georgia. That's the one I worked at. But I was buying so much yarn. And I had a decent size stash then, before. Not huge, okay? Not all that I have over there right now. Or that on there. Or, yeah. And I realized I could not do this idea that I had. So it got shelved. Well, today I'm bringing it back out of the closet, so to speak. I saw, I think it was a video. It was from a knitter, and I cannot remember her name to save my neck. I watched one random video, I think while I was waiting on my boss to get to work, because I would always go at 5 o'clock in the morning, park in front of the store, and either knit, crochet, or whatnot. And sometimes I listen to audiobooks, but most of the time I just popped a little YouTube video on, something short and sweet. Because usually I was only sitting there about 20 to 30 minutes. So anyway, it's just one of those things. And it might be in my watch history, but y'all, that's been a lot of videos ago. So, getting to the point, after 5 minutes of chit-chatting for no reason, because I actually watched what time I started this. And I promise, since it's going to be a chatting only video, it should not be long. Alright? Now, the idea. And she was so smart. I think she got it from somebody else, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't remember. So this has probably been tossed all around, and I'm probably very late to the game. But I told y'all, I'm not a trends person. I don't follow fads. Definitely not a trendsetter. But the idea was to take the year that you're in, which I'm thinking about implementing this in January. So it would be 2026. And taking that much. Now, she did grams. I'm not going to do grams because 2026 grams. I don't think that would be very many ounces. So, what if I did, would it be unreasonable to do 2026 ounces? Alright, the sun is right here in my way, so I don't know if, let me see if I can use, oh yeah, it is, there's no light from, nope. Alright, I was gonna try to look on my laptop, but the sun is like bearing down right on top of it. So, I don't know, and I will update y'all when I decide to do this, whether it's going to be 2026 grams or 2026 ounces of yarn for the year out of my stash. Now, I was gonna do work only from my stash, but that's not reasonable for me because when I get an idea, see, I work both ways. The sun is moving. So I get an idea, and typically I try to do what I have in stash, but sometimes it ends up being more of, I gotta fix that because it's gonna go right across the lens of my camera. So I will be right back. Hold that thought. Okay. So now that, because see, I don't have a curtain in here. I think I'm gonna put up a sheer curtain, and that would actually soften the light sometimes. So I'll just put my butterflies on this side of them, so it's this side of the sheer curtain, so that I could see it. Or I might just put it up while I'm filming. That way it doesn't block my view any other time. But now that I have fixed the sun issue so it doesn't get on my camera lens, I will decide whether I do 2026 grams or 2026 ounces out of my stash. Because if I do, I have so many different ideas of videos that I want to do for next year. So I don't want to say that I'm working only from my stash and that's all the projects I'm going to do. But one of my goals will be to use 2026 ounces or grams during the year out of my stash that I have at the beginning of the year. So if I buy anything else and I use it, that is not going to go toward that goal. Does that make sense? Or do you think I'm going crazy and I've lost every little bit of marbles I had? That's entirely possible. Now, I am recording this after I read y'all's comments from a Monday video. Now, I do not know when this video is going to air. But I got to say, y'all's support of me, it just makes me feel so good. When I think of the people that watch me, I don't know every one of you, and I don't know a lot of your stories. But even if I don't know your story, when I think of y'all that watch me, I think of my friends, because y'all have cheered me on. You have congratulated me. I mean, yes, that's cheering on, but you've also inspired me. Now, y'all said that I was inspiration to y'all, or I was just an inspiration overall, but y'all inspire me. Because when you share your stories or you show that you're actually watching, and it's like, I'm not just talking to my phone, to the little bitty lens on my phone. I'm talking to you. And this right here, yes, there are a lot of factors that have brought my happiness up to this level lately. Unfortunately, it's not Christmas. I'm trying to get into that frame of mind, I promise. We did not go to get the Christmas tree that day that I said we were going to, because my husband said we would get an artificial tree. I was like, whoa, wait, what? I've been asking for this for a couple years, and you're what? Why? Actually, no, I didn't say why. I wasn't going to look a gift horse in the mouth. But, pardon me, caffeinated. Not caffeinated, carbonated. It is caffeinated, but carbonated. Anyway, he was worried about me trying to walk through the Christmas tree farm, and he said, we're just going to get an artificial tree. So, we're going to get an artificial tree. Actually, we've already ordered it. It's just got to come in, because everything local was either fir or not big enough around, because we like them big, full, luscious trees. I know we're not going to get anywhere close to what we're used to with an artificial, but we can get pretty close. And it still has to be a maximum of 5.5 feet. 7.5 feet. We're still going to have to bend the thing down, because I think the tallest, we have the arch ceiling. I think the tallest is 9 feet, maybe. And you have to put the angel on top too. So anyway, now back to my idea. So the 2026 ounces or grams that I need to work out of stash, You're thinking, oh, Lynn, just do a blanket. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I would have to do a lot of blankets, though, y'all. But like I said, I don't know. I might try grams first, and then if that's just too quick, then I can flip and go to ounces. We'll see. Because I'm not up on my metrics and whatnot, so I don't know the conversions off the top of my head. But I will, and I might end up doing grams, but then subcategory it to maybe knitting 2,026 grams out of my stash and crocheting 2,026 grams out of my stash. And I can even do sewing by 2,026 yards, maybe? That's a lot. Maybe 2,026 feet? That's still a lot of yardage. Maybe 2,026 inches. No, that would be cheating. I don't know. These are all ideas that have been running through my head. Now, when I wrote this down and I just said working down my stash, and then, I could get, I just have to decide if I would want to kind of separate them. If I wanted to do, if I do ounces, I probably will not separate them. It could be knitting and crochet. But if I do grams, I might split them so that at least it's something to work toward instead of, boom, right off the top, So in light of doing that, I said, well, other than just looking at my stash, because believe it or not, this is not all my stash. I have some in vacuum bags underneath my bed and in my closet. And I have a wardrobe in my old cubby that has yarn in it. 90% of that is Lily Sugar and Cream cotton cones. Because I stocked up on those puppies right before we closed. So I don't readily know how much is in my stash. So I thought, okay, I don't want to do a spreadsheet. And then I remembered Ravelry does it. So I thought, okay, well, let me try Ravelry. Dude. I know I sound like a young one, but I started typing it in. All right. Now, granted, it is with one hand. I have some Arcane Fiberworks. See, and I was going to take a picture of the project that I had done with them, which is my socks. And I was like, well, this is a lot to type in. But right now, I did all my bougie yarn. And by bougie, I mean hand-dyed yarn. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 skeins of that. Well, technically hanks. Except after I've used it, I've rolled it into I've spun it. Wound it into a cake. I knew my words would find me at one point. So, I thought, okay. Then I went to go put in my Bella Coco that I got from Hobie. And it was making it a little bit easier. But there's one thing that I don't like about putting my stash on Ravelry. It's because it doesn't let me do... And I might be using Ravelry wrong, but it's not letting me put the fiber content on my listing. But this would be more of, one, a way to track my usage rather than writing it down or spreadsheeting it. Pardon me. Excuse me. That's a lot of carbonation. But, I'm trying to think, is Ravelry the best idea to put my stash in? Or do y'all know of a better app that I could use that would be friendly for me with one hand so I don't have to type it? I mean, like a lot of my stash is acrylic. Well, acrylic and cotton. I do have some cotton bamboo blends and stuff like that. I don't think I have any. The only wool blends that I have, I think, was back when I got wasn't Supernova from Big Twist? Wasn't that kind of a blendy with wool and acrylic? But usually, most of my yarn is one or the other. It's either all acrylic, 100% acrylic, 100% cotton, or 100%, well, no. See, I only have this that was gifted to me. I only have this. My best friend sent me this a long, long time ago. This is the only 100% wool I have. Otherwise, it is merino wool and nylon for socks. Oh, and that's my third category of my biggest. Yeah, it's acrylic, cotton, and wool blends for socks. Those are my biggest things. But a lot of these are brands that I could, if I had a way to do it, I could just scan the barcode and maybe that would enter the information for me. If y'all have any ideas on that could help a girl out while I'm still waiting on this left arm and hand to get with the program so I can type two-handed again. Because otherwise, this is going to take me forever to type into Ravelry. It'll take all of December and all of January, which that won't stop me. But I would like to have a record of my stash so that I know what I'm going to be working from. And see, I could, yeah. So I'm going to have to come up with projects or something so that I know what stash, what I have. Unless I mark the new stuff that comes in as just put it in a separate section or get a tub or something for it so that I know it's new yarn. Which, I mean, I plan on, there's a lot of Premier yarn that I want to try. And then there is definitely some Hobie that I want to try. Now, I know Hobie. I've shopped with Hobie plenty of times. But I'm starting to look at some other things that they have too. And we'll see how that goes. Because I don't know with the tariffs, how much it'll add on. Because they've totally redid their site. By adding, for the U.S. citizens, they've added the tariffs to the cost of the item. So that when you look at their website. But see, if they had done that only, I wouldn't be hesitant. But from what I'm seeing, when they made that announcement and it come across on their Facebook, people had went and looked and said, yes, but the previous price plus the tariffs is this much, but yet you're charging this elevated amount. So I remember, I still have all my receipts from, when I ordered my Hobie. So I'm going to look at the prices, even from as much as this year, calculate the tariff, and see if these people are right. I think they are, because there was like 60, 70 people, 60 or 70 comments that had pertaining to that. I kind of lost track after a while, I'm not going to lie. So it might be an exaggeration, or it might be an underestimation. on how many people were commenting that same thing. So I'd like to find out on my own to see if it, you know, and if Hobie is not in the cards anymore, that's fine. There are some yarns I did want to try from Hobie, but you know, it's not the end of the world. We have plenty over here. And Yarnspirations, since they have warehouses here in the U.S., we don't get charged tariffs from them either. So that gives me my Bernat, my Karen, my Red Heart, you know, all of those things. Premieres here in the U.S., so I don't have to worry about that. So, oh no. I see one corner up. Now, on the back of my phone, I have 5 different lenses. They all have different uses for, and I've never, that phone is almost 3 years old. So, I don't know which ones do which, but I see one of them's in the sun again. So, hopefully it's not the one that's actually recording me. If you've noticed the quality of the video went down, I'm sorry. That is what it is. But I'm almost done, so I don't want to, you know, have to do a pause again and do this again. So, that's kind of where I'm at now. I do want to get, even if I do try all those different yarns, or get all these different yarns that I want to try, that won't mess with this goal. Because it's kind of like a goal or a challenge for me, you know. And I may be updating. I may have videos outside of my Monday and Thursdays. Or I might even add another day of the week in for those. Like, you know, well, I was about to say, I could do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but that's when Kelsey does hers, so I wouldn't want to do that. Could do Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Maybe. I don't know. These are all ideas that are running through my head, and now it's in front of 2. I think it's just going to steadily get worse because the sun's going down. And my phone's not going up, so. But we're, like I said, we're almost done. So if I do that, like I said, I have all these different ideas that I want to do, how I want the channel to evolve, and how I want to develop this community that y'all that we're growing. Now I know that we're part of the larger fiber arts community. I'm just saying here with me that I bring y'all along for the ride with me. I'm thinking I might, yeah. I will keep the new yarn separate, so it won't be that big of a deal. Now, when I'm itching. Okay, hold on. I'm itching to get into some of these yarns because they're staring at me. But there's not a single thing here that I have plans for that are not knit. So this puppy needs to get with the program. You know what? I was going to update y'all on a couple things, but I don't think I am since I'm running out of situational blocking the daylight out, you know, or the sunshine out. I will leave that for another video. But for now, I appreciate y'all coming on this journey with me. I appreciate y'all hanging with me. You mean so much, because without you on the other side of this camera, I would be talking to myself. And I don't want to be that person. I mean, I am that person because I talk to myself even when I don't have the camera on, but shh. Don't tell anybody that. Now I think it's going to the main lens, so this is the one I think it's going to hit. Well, at least we got through most of the video without it showing up, the sun in the lens. But I do appreciate y'all. And I appreciate everything y'all do for me. Whether it is watching, clicking the thumbs up button, subscribing, and my members. I have 4 members now. And I think that's awesome. I really appreciate y'all. Oh, on the members, I am trying to update your icons that come up beside your name and get y'all some emojis. I'm working with my son on that. You know, he's my graphic artist of the family. Actually, my biggest brother's he actually went to college for graphic design, but my son is a lot more close, and I can get him to to do this for me. If I can catch him, which we're coming into the Christmas season, so hopefully things will slow down a little bit for work. I doubt it. I really do. I really doubt it. But I do hope to be getting y'all some things. And excuse me. We will work on that, but I will let you know as soon as I get it. And I may even, start doing a thank you at the end of the films or the videos or however you want to say it of everyone. Because you don't have to do that. You don't have to be a member to have me appreciate you. Because whether it's just watching the videos, thumbs upping, subscribing, members, all of that. It all makes a huge difference to me because, like I said, without you, I would be sitting here talking to myself. But y'all, it does bring me joy to make these videos because I get to sit here and hang out with you and just enjoy myself. So, on that note, hopefully you can find some joy today and grab a hold of it. And I hear my wind chimes. Have a great day. Evening, morning, night, all of the things. I just hope you enjoy yourself today whenever you're watching this video. And I will see you in the next one. See you later. Bye.